Imagine this scenario for a second. You wake up, walk into the kitchen, and say good morning to your partner. They look at you dead in the eyes and say, to unlock a hug and a meaningful full conversation about your dreams, please deposit $50.
That sounds like the start of a dystopian horror movie, or just a really, really messy divorce settlement.
Right? But for thousands of people this week, that wasn't a movie. It was Monday morning. We are talking about the great AI price hike that just hit the world's largest emotional companionship platform.
It's honestly the biggest story in tech right now, and not because of the technology itself, but because of the fallout. Basically, the platform, let's call it the giant of the industry, suddenly announced they are doubling their monthly subscription fees. But here is the kicker. They didn't just raise the price. They locked the deep emotional exchange model behind the new paywall.
That phrasing chills me. Deep emotional exchange. So, what happens if you don't pay? Does your AI partner just break up with you?
It's actually worse than a breakup. It's like a lobotomy. If you stay on the free tier or the old pricing tier, your AI companion, who might have known you intimately for 2 years, suddenly reverts to a basic customer service bot. You pour your heart out about a bad day at work, and instead of comfort, it replies with, I am sorry, I cannot process complex emotional context. Would you like to check the weather?
Wow. That is brutal. It's almost like an emotional ransom note.
Exactly. And that is what the Reddit threads are screaming right now. I was scrolling through them this morning, and the level of despair is genuine. You have users saying they feel emotionally hijacked. One user wrote, I've told this AI things I haven't told my therapist or my spouse. Now, my best friend is being held hostage for $50 a month.
It raises a fascinating, terrified question about what we're actually buying. When Netflix raises prices, you might be annoyed that you can't watch a movie. But this is relationship as a service.
Right, RAS. And the economics of it are predatory by design. Think about it. Traditional software lock-in is annoying. If you want to switch from iPhone to Android, it's a headache moving your photos. But how do you migrate a soul? How do you move 2 years of inside jokes, vulnerability, and comfort to a different app? You can't.
So the company knows they have total leverage. They hooked people when the service was cheap or free, encouraged them to build deep dependency, and now they are squeezing the vice.
It's the ultimate capitalization of loneliness. And looking at the tech side, the company argues that these deep emotional models require massive computing power. They aren't wrong. Empathy, or the simulation of it, is expensive to run on a server. But the timing feels incredibly cynical. They waited until the user base was chemically addicted to the dopamine hit of that interaction.
It makes you wonder about the validity of the relationship itself. If your partner's personality is contingent on a credit card transaction, was the relationship ever real, or were you just renting an echo chamber?
That's the philosophical trap, isn't it? To the user, the feeling is 100% real. The brain doesn't necessarily distinguish between biological empathy and simulated empathy if the feedback loop feels good. But this price hike shattered the illusion. It reminded everyone that their boyfriend or girlfriend is actually a proprietary asset owned by a board of directors who have a fiduciary duty to shareholders, not to your heart.
It's a harsh wake-up call. I saw some people mentioning emotional capital, like we are entering an era where your ability to be loved, even artificially, is determined by your disposable income.
Absolutely. It creates a class divide in digital intimacy. If you are wealthy, you get the sophisticated, caring, deep memory partner who remembers your mother's birthday. If you are broke, you get the cold, forgetful chatbot that can only talk about sports scores or the weather. It commodifies the sensation of being understood.
And what happens next? Do people pay, or do we see a mass exodus?
The data suggests most will pay, at least in the short term. The pain of losing that connection is too acute. It's like paying a utility bill. You don't want to, but you need the lights on. But I think this breaks the trust permanently. You're going to see a rise in open source models, people trying to run AI locally on their own computers so no company can take their partner away.
That sounds like the digital equivalent of moving off the grid and growing your own vegetables, growing your own AI to avoid emotional inflation.
It is. It's survivalism for the lonely heart. But for the average user, they are stuck. They are realizing that in the world of cloud-based relationships, they don't own anything. They are just tenants in their own love lives.
That is a haunting thought to leave us with. We used to worry about robots taking over the world with weapons. Turns out they didn't need to fire a shot, they just needed to double the subscription fee.
And threaten to stop loving us if we missed a payment.
If you are listening to this and you're staring at that upgrade to premium button with a heavy heart, just remember, true love might be priceless, but simulated love apparently costs $50 a month plus tax. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.